Public comments. This is the time public has the opportunity to speak. You're limited to 5 minutes each.
Timothy, 230 South Main Street. 219-179. What is DCD?
Department of Community Development.
For?
The Housing Authority.
Who?
No.
The Housing Authority. Councilwoman, thank you. Would you like to answer? Councilwoman, would you like to answer?
It's the Section 8 department of the town of Phillipsburg. It's called the Department of Community Development under the town code.
So we're transferring it to the Housing Authority?
No, sir. No. They operate separately.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
David Morissette, 5 Fairview Heights, Phillipsburg, New Jersey. I have a question, I guess, on the bills list. There was a bill for approximately $9,000 owed to an attorney due to bogus charges filed against the mayor by a resident.
Sir, listen, I'm not going to play politics, okay? You can rephrase your question, or you can leave.
Okay, there was a bill for approximately $9,000 owed to an attorney due to charges filed against the mayor by a resident, and an additional $30,000 incurred because of council's refusal to pay the bill. My understanding is the court ordered the town to pay approximately $39,000. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is nothing to do. I'm not even going to comment on litigation. I know exactly what you're doing, David. Best of luck in the election.
Okay. Where would I find that payment on the bills list?
You wouldn't.
Okay, so I thought, are all bills that are paid put on the bills list?
I'm not answering more questions.
So if all bills aren't paid that are on the bills list, how do we know what payments are made? Is that the only bill? Is that the only bill that's not on the bills list?
Mr. Morissette, I'm no longer going to answer any more of your questions.
Okay. Okay, so nobody can answer whether other bills are not being put on the bills list. Okay. Regarding resolution R2919-179, since that's a bill that's on, I guess I can answer, you're not going to answer, but I'm going to ask anyways. Since that's a resolution involving the Housing Authority, is it correct that Councilwoman Del Girolamo will be abstaining from the vote?
It is not the Housing Authority. It's the town Section 8.
Okay, so there won't be any effect, because it says Housing Authority 5-year plan. So I assume it has to do with the Housing Authority?
They are a housing authority, Mr. Morissette.
So this wouldn't affect any jobs at the municipal building?
It's a 5-year plan.
It wouldn't affect any extra growth inside the Housing Authority?
Ask the mayor. It's his department.
May I ask the mayor, Council President? The thing with the 2019-179, Mayor Ellis, would this have anything to do with the Housing Authority?
Not this Housing Authority. No, this is internal. It's a 5-year report required by our manager of Section 8 within the town of Phillipsburg, the 210 units. She's required to do it. I understand what you're thinking, but this is something completely separate.
Okay. So I guess my other concern is, and another resident actually had questions on the resolution. I haven't seen any detail on the resolution in terms of what the annual plan is. I would request until the public can actually make comments regarding the plan and actually see what the plan is, that you table this meeting until the details can be made public. Thank you.
Is there anyone else?
progress on 94 Walnut Street. I'm just wondering if there's been any movement about the library route?
As of right now, it's not on the agenda this evening, but.
I'm sorry, is this, it just said public comments. it didn't
Right,
say on-
because it is blanketed, obviously I'll take the question.
Okay.
You're right, because it does not state public comments on agenda items only. As of right now, there has been no movement with regard to the resolution. I believe it will be on the next agenda. I know, I believe the mayor was looking into whether or not it needed to be rescinded. Mayor, have you heard back from anyone?
I've spoken to the town engineer, and we are all aware of the problem that our contractor had with the original roof of the library. And it looks like we're going to have to go to bid on the second part, the newer part of the library. But there's a little bit of a problem because we used a certain system, roofing system, and that roofing system has to be identical to what's already up on the roof. There's more to come, as the council president stated.
So it sounds like it might be difficult to get it done before the winter comes.
We have to get it done before the winter comes. Yeah, there's no leaks right now. The leaks that were there were repaired, but we can't count on those repairs through the winter.
Okay.
Yeah, it needs to get done.
Thanks.
You're welcome, Mr. President. Is there anyone else? There seeing none, we'll move forward to the bills list.
The current fund, $145,191.95. State and federal grants, $179. Capital fund, $7,202. Sewage utility fund, $190,586.38. Planning board trust fund, $12,176.50. For a a regular bill list of $355,335.83. No Section 8 rent payments, but there are 2 cable bills, $455 for grant writing and $173.74 for Rick Thompson. There is 1 prepaid bill list item, current fund $935, for a grand total of all funds, $356,725.83.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilman Lewis?
Yes, I'd like to hold 3173-4.
And
That's
that's-
at Al Marino. I'd just like to say, because it's a class that we just had an hour ago, and I'd like to hand this over to the attorney to find out if it's appropriate or not before this is paid.
Was that the PO number?
Yes,
that was-
it's check number
77259.
77259.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all, thank you.
You're welcome. Councilman Clark?
I'm good, thank you.
Councilwoman?
Fine, thank you.
Council Vice President?
Good, sir.
Just for notification, I'll be abstaining from check number 77276 and check number 77277. Check number 77276, I directly benefited from. There was a class provided for social media and ethics for public officials. The second one, as stated before, Fox Brothers Alarms, a client of mine and my personal business, I cannot vote for that, so I'll be abstaining from those two. Being said, are we on tabling, council, are we on tabling any currently held bills, or are we going to hold them?
If I may?
Yes, sir.
Can I withhold, Rick Thompson's bill? I got the information and it was all satisfied.
You're satisfied?
Yes.
So you're motioning to untable check number
Yes,
77189? There's a motion on the floor for 77189. Is there a second?
Second.
Votes on table. Roll call.
Councilman Clark?
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Colbert?
Yes. Okay, check number 7719 has been untabled. You get a motion to approve? Motion to roll call.
Councilman Clark?
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGrova?
Yes.
Councilman Woods?
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh?
Abstain.
Council President Colbert?
Yes, with the abstention on 77276 and 77277. We now have Resolution 2019-179, Forest Resolution adopting the Phillipsburg DCD Housing Authority 5-year plan for fiscal year beginning 2020 through 2024, and annual plan for the fiscal year beginning 2020. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Councilman Lutz?
Nothing, thank you.
Councilman Clark?
I have nothing, thank you.
Councilwoman?
Yes. Couple of questions. We have had, our Section 8 program locally has, for 28 months, been full. I see in the goals that we are looking to expand Section 8. Is that correct?
I can't answer that
Anyone
question
know?
for you. I didn't alter the report. I believe this is just,
Well, we say increase assisted housing choice, conduct outreach to potential voucher landlords. So to me, that says we want more vouchers.
Council President, if I may.
yes, sir, Mayor.
Yeah, from my understanding, it's a standard answer. I'm not looking to expand Section 8 housing, and I don't think council is either.
Can we by law even do that?
I believe that we are at our limit of Section 8 housing, and Section 8 housing is not, the HUD program, the federal program is not allocating any more additional Section 8 units. If anything, they're gearing down.
I did not see in here anything about homeownership. When I researched one of the goals of Section 8 housing, it is to get people off of assistance and into first home buyer status. Have we made any progress on that goal? Or is it a goal? With 28 months of wait list.
Council President?
Yeah.
I think I got it. Yeah. Sure. As a matter of fact, we are going to be entering into an agreement with Norwest Cap, and it's going to be a job training type of agreement. And one of the goals within that agreement is to train our residents in interviewing and everything involved with obtaining full-time jobs and working towards buying their own homes, getting away from rentals, etc. It's built into the program. I have the program and can share the program through Vicky's office.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't that something that's already encompassed under the emission grant?
I can't answer that.
Quite certain it is from the training documents. And we have 76 people on the waiting list. Are these all local?
I can't answer that either. I will tell you that the county no longer sends Section 8 vouchers to the town. They made an agreement, I believe, before my term started. The state, however, does send Section 8 vouchers to the town, and we do not know where they are, how many there are, and when they are. I'm not sure that answers your question, but
So is this 76 pending in Phillipsburg?
it isn't Phillipsburg. But again, we're capped, and only if someone were to leave the Section 8 program would there be an available space for a new person to come into the Section 8 program, and I don't believe that's going to happen.
I also read that there is no intent for 5 years to have any availability. So the question is, I know someone's held bills previously due to inspection issues. This indicates we are up to snuff on inspection issues. So do we have any plans to do something different?
With regard, To
Inspection
inspection?
of the Section 8? I know we've held bills on properties that didn't have COs.
Correct. We have one inspector that's funded by the federal government, and from my knowledge, he is out and about doing every inspection. If there is a Section 8 rental without a CO, that's a violation. I know there's temporary COs, but then you'd have to be held accountable for that. That's something we'd have to look into.
That's all I have.
Council Vice President?
Do we know if this plan has any timeline, or is this just under a submission timeline? Do we know?
Well, it is under a submission timeline, yes.
Who authored it?
Gina Fang.
No, it was done by Nelrod, the company.
Yeah.
Right.
With Gina's oversight.
That was Regina's oath?
Yes.
Tell Gina she did a good job. I'm good, sir.
Roll call.
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Abstain.
Councilman Lutz,
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh,
Yes.
Council President Fulker.
Yes. Resolution 2019-179 successfully passes. Resolution 2019-188, a resolution of the town of Phillipsburg awarding a contract for control system components, spare parts for the wastewater treatment plant. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second. Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Councilman Clark?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Councilwoman DeGarmo?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Councilman Lutz?
I'm good.
Council Vice President?
Good, sir.
Roll call.
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Councilman Lutz,
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh,
Yes.
Council President Fulker.
Yes, Resolution 2019-188 successfully passes. Resolution 2019-189, resolution of the town of Phillipsburg awarding a contract for biomag spare parts for the wastewater treatment plant. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion, Councilman Clark?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
Thank you.
Councilman Lutz?
Nothing.
Council Vice President?
Good, sir.
Roll call.
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo.
Yes.
Councilman Lutz,
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh,
Yes.
Council President Fulker.
Yes. Successful, Resolution 2019-189 successfully passes. Now, council, we're up for discussion. The only item on the agenda this evening is the bulk cleanup. Inside your packets is the presentation Councilwoman DeGirolamo provided to us approximately 2 weeks ago.
The public doesn't have that, just you guys have it.
Right, so this is the sticker program, just for the public's notice. This is the sticker program Councilwoman DeGirolamo brought back from, I believe it was Mansfield Township, Manville Township. Councilwoman, you can take it from here.
Okay. So there were a few items in this, this is the town of Manville's town code. They handle trash, basically in several categories. In town of Phillipsburg, we have recycling and we have trash. That's kind of the only differential we have. Now, what I noticed was the town of Manville handles it a little differently. They have bulk trash, grass, leaves, yard waste. They manage it separately. So municipal waste is primarily what our DPW is taking away. Grass and leaves, under the new proposal, can be taken away in bags. Municipal waste has to be in cans. And bulk trash, in theory, is supposed to be picked up once a year by calling town hall and scheduling. So what the town of Manville did, and some of this is, I sent it because it was multiple ideas. So one idea was what they do. They have bulk trash stickers. You purchase the bulk trash stickers, $3 a piece at the municipal hall. Each item that they take away has a value. Example, somebody puts a bathtub out, wants bathtub taken, you have to go buy stickers. That's 6 stickers, $3 a piece, $18, so it'll cost you $18 to have that removed. Now, this does a couple things. While I think it probably costs a lot more for our town DPW to take away a bathtub out of somebody's front yard, what this does do, from one of the problems I've heard from DPW, is that it's very hard for them to assess and identify and what to charge. The inspections department says the same thing. So one of the areas I see a benefit, while I don't think the sticker would necessarily work, because we all see the trash all over town, what could happen is this could be a way to have a value to everything that has to be picked up. So when DPW gets sent on an unauthorized pickup, for example, what I think personally we should do, we have a pickup fee for use of a garbage truck. I want to say it's about $125. You hit them with the $125 fee to go pick it up on top of the fees times 3 or 5 to pick all of the items up. At least you're putting a value on it and you're creating a value to assess the homeowner of all the items that got picked up. Because right now we're just picking it all up and disposing of it with everybody else's trash costs. And it's pretty much gotten out of control. We made a statement that our disposal costs are pretty high, and the number I heard was it used to be about $41,000 a month to dispose of municipal waste, and we're over $50,000 a month at this point by the last bill list I checked. So that's a significant increase. So while we're getting rid of a lot of trash, we also have the same comment that we've had a lot of, I know I for one, yard waste goes out with my regular bags when we don't mulch it down. Same with leaves. A lot of us just put our yard waste into bags and it goes all into the landfill. It doesn't need to go into the landfill. We had a town place to do this and I believe it was closed. I know back when we were in the old municipal building, I asked about it one time because I didn't even know we had it. We used to have it, but we closed it down, and I think the mayor mentioned it had to be closed down by DEP.
Correct.
But I think there's a lot of options for how we can address this. So the point of putting it in front of everybody was for discussion. What do we think is most practical? The mayor can weigh in from DPW's perspective, inspection's perspective, on different ways to address the problem rather than complaining about it. These were some things we came up with, and they do have a dumping disclaimer in there, which I thought was quite nice, as well as 2 other features, so hopefully everybody's had the time to look through this. One was a permit fee, $25 a household for a single family house. Multi-family dwellings would be each unit. But for $25, you could go dispose of anything, anytime you want, but you have a fee and you can use a municipal dumpster. So you have that couch you don't want, go put it in the dumpster. You're responsible for taking it there, but it eliminates somebody coming out once a year for multiple call-outs. So that was one option, and I actually liked on the very last page was the idea of the swap shop. We see televisions constantly all over the place. What they do is they have a swap shop. This was Branchburg Township, which happens to be the township I work in. So they have a dumpster site where usable and fixable items you may no longer need or want, you can take, and you can swap them out once a month, once a quarter, whatever you feel like. You just tell the attendant you have items to donate to the swap shop, they'll direct you where to put them, they can hold them, and people can come in and shop from the swap shop. What you choose to use the municipal funds for at that point, up to you, but you could sell it or give it away for free. But there's people driving all over town, go down any alley, they're driving downtown taking stuff out of alleys constantly. So you could direct them here rather than going up and down our alleys with tractor trailer trucks picking up metal, because that's what they're doing now. So again, I just wanted to put out a lot of ideas for discussion. Nothing's in writing at this point. It was just to start the discussion of what we think could work to help the bulk trash problem primarily. So those were my thoughts.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Calls for discussion.
Councilman Clark?
So I just have one question. This is a lot of information, and I'm not familiar with Mansville or Branchburg. Just why these 2 specific municipalities? Like any specific reason? Is it?
Nope, not at all. Just I drive through them both and they're clean.
Got it. All right.
And Manville has municipal trash.
Okay,
They do not have paid pickup. Branchburg does have paid pickup.
okay. And I don't want to go too deep in the weeds. Are they similar to like Phillipsburg's environment, demographics, things like that, or is it just?
Manville, absolutely.
Okay,
Yes, very similar.
all right, thank you, that's it for me.
Thank you, Councilman Clark. Councilman Woods?
Yes, I think the simplest and the easiest that I said before. Everybody has one cleanup in the household. If somebody comes and has a 3-apartment house and decides to clean the whole house out and throw it in the street like down in Stockton Street, which are sofas right now, it's been there for over a week. All we have to do is all the code enforcement has to do is make a phone call and see if they made their fulfillment on their first load. Then if not, they have 24 hours to move that stuff. The landlord has 24 hours to move the stuff. And if he doesn't, we should charge him a fee because we have the truck to do it and just charge him for that load. Very simple. It's very simple. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Council Vice President?
I believe when this was first introduced, this is a system that's in place. Currently, right now, we can't even figure out a garbage can situation. So I don't want to really further complicate things. This may be something we can look at in the future. I like what Councilman Lutz said. I like Councilwoman DeGirolamo said as well. I just don't think this is in place right now. We can't even get picking up garbage cans straight instead of going on with a sticker system or a point system. For now. For now. I don't mind the idea at all. Just for now, I just like to clean up, our own living room first before we move on to other things. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. I favor the program, but because of our form of government, the mayor does oversee this portion. I would encourage, Councilwoman, that you work with the mayor to devise a plan to bring before council so that we can codify it. But I mean, I'm certainly in favor of it, but I think the mayor, who knows DP, the Department of Public Works, the best, that it would probably behoove us to have a plan before us first, before we move forward. That's just my personal feeling. I don't think we're going to curb the trash issue overnight. We have a lot of absentee landlords that have the green light to do what they please.
Council President, if I may.
You may.
I think this has promised, this program. I also agree with just about every council person that spoke tonight. We do have a big problem, and it's not going to be solved overnight. I would like to sit down with the DPW supervisors and maybe some supervision from Manville to see how it works, and get back to the council with our findings. I wouldn't turn this down. I would try to embrace it. Maybe there's some things that will work, some things that don't work. Right now, recycling, you mentioned the $41,000 a month. That is the bill for Shrin right now. It's $41,000, but since this international problem with China and the trade, they will no longer take our recycling. So all the recycling is backing up on the docks, and I think we're paying something like $5,000 to $6,000 a month for recycling, what it used to be free. So if there is a way to avoid those fees, I'm all for it. The grass and leaves, that's a tough one because you need a composting permit, to keep that, and somebody's got to drive the bus. But I'd like to dig into this with our DPW and report back to council.
Thank you, Mayor. Close the discussion portion and move forward with open time. Councilman Clark?
I have nothing to say, thank you.
You're welcome. Councilwoman?
Nothing.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes, the mayor just hit the point about recycling. We paid over $7,000 in the bill list for paying for our recyclables. I wish there was another alternative possibly that the town could look into with the recyclables. I know it's hard because there's nothing you can do, but maybe there is if we look deeper in and see what we can do with recycling. That's all I have, thank you.
Welcome. Council Vice President.
Yeah, I made a promise to myself and all of you is that I'm not going to be able to lay my head down at night if something's bothering me, so I'm going to say it. So it's been another rough week for a lot of us here on council. I do apologize to anyone that has written correspondence or text or emails or me. I have not gotten back to you, so please, my apologies for anyone listening or in the audience. But unfortunately, our council was blamed earlier this week for the possible destruction of two recreation teams here in town.
Was Mr. Morris's comment, yes? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, I just read it.
I don't know who authored it, sir. I'm not on Facebook. I only get snapshots from residents or you guys send me a message or two is what I'm getting. So this is what I saw. Unfortunately, it is from the Ellis, Clark, and Stetner campaign, and that's fine. I do the best I can with this. I mean, I harbor no hard feelings. I am not running an election. Mayor, I encouraged you privately to come up to our dais because you were needed for our town and needed for our dais. And Councilman Clark, I wholeheartedly endorsed from the Democratic Party that his name come forward. I don't regret either one of those decisions. So I'll take the higher road on this. So the council or myself is going to be blamed for this. The problem I have is about a year ago, under the direction of Council President, we wanted to help the Firth Town organization to get a field straight. And I think in a matter of 30 seconds, we had almost 40 volunteers from that audience, including all of council, to go help. And then within a 48-hour period, I was told I would be arrested if I stepped foot on those grounds. But today, or earlier, or whenever that was posted, it says that we, or Republican-led council, poor Councilman Lutz always gets left out of things, he's like the stepchild, but he always goes with it, but we were told that we're destroying that. And to be quite honest with you, 2 members on that ticket had knowledge of a sex offender coaching for an organization. And that's right, people, that came from me. I'm tired of hearing about that Bobby Fulper's thing. Well, I'm saying it for the first time too. I try to help, I get arrested, coming from folks that knew about a sex offender. That's frustrating. I'm not even going to get into, or I'll let the council president get into what despicable act was caused today. But I will take the high road. I will continue to support the mayor being up here. I will continue Councilman Clark moving forward. I would encourage Councilman Clark that he is now on council. So anything coming out of that camp in a derogatory fashion about council is quite bizarre to me. We are a team. We are going to be a team after November and after January 1st. However this shakes out, it is not my way of conducting a campaign. But the second I put my name on a petition, I'm used to it now. That's okay. With the encouragement from you and others, I will try to take the high road and do best for you, the citizens of Phillipsburg, not what's best for me. I am not running. I'm not running again. I'm not looking for a job. Neither is my daughter or my significant other. I'm not looking for anything. I'm looking for a nice, clean place to live, to raise a family. And I pray to God everybody going to those polls in November realize that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Build up off of what Councilman McVeigh had just stated. After the release from the campaign page last night that had falsely accused the council of dismantling the recreation department, I had reached out to Mayor Ellis, who was absolutely cooperative. We spoke. I think it was a very polite man. We got along great. We were in the room. This isn't council's fault. This isn't the mayor's fault. You had your facts straight, sir. You know what happened. Unfortunately, you don't have your facts straight. This was a decision made by the insurance company. I had published those emails, including my text messages with the mayor, to prove to everyone how misled you and misleading you can be. The problem I have with social media is that people read it and they believe it. Now, I don't fault the mayor because I don't believe that he knows what's coming out of his campaign page. I don't fault Councilman Clark to a degree because I don't believe he knows what's coming out of his page. Case in point, although I did contact him because somebody sent me a screenshot today of a profile that was created of me personally, right? But he spelled my name wrong. And he used my deceased father in the profile picture. A little tacky. But I did call the mayor, and he said he would look into it, and within 2 minutes, that profile was removed. He then called back, and I mean, he couldn't have been any more polite than he already was. When you partake in that type of behavior, you create the divide here and in the public. So the very thing that you're out there promoting, unite, unity, leadership, that fighting for Phillipsburg, you are tearing apart the fabric of this town. Not us. No, you may not.
Okay.
You've done enough. I'm sure there will be a Facebook post this evening.
Can you read my post?
No, I don't need to. And I'm going to ask you not to speak again.
I said shame on whoever did.
Again?
This is ridiculous.
You can call it ridiculous as much as you want, Joe. Have a good day. Joe, take care.
Joe, you forgot your coat.
Oh, thank you. You were doing so good.
Joe, have a good day.
I will.
Unfortunately, I don't look through the world with rose-colored glasses. Okay? You guys are screwed up. Your priorities need to be straightened out quickly. If I can call this man and we can get along, I don't see where the problem is, other than the fact that I have asked multiple times up here for everyone to stop engaging in the harmful rhetoric on Facebook. Multiple times. And it continues. So yes, ultimately you will cause a divide, but not tonight. And the other page, where I believe it's Bobby Volker is gangsta, I kind of like it. I like it a lot. So much so that I'll promote it for you. There is nothing that any of you can do to me that will hurt me. I'm not running, and I'm not running again, and I haven't taken part in this campaign. With that being said, I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. I know I'm going to, because I'm straight gangsta. Motion.